Hello, my name is Jason Granger. I'm a student at Palmer, Florida, and about a year ago I decided to start searching, I really started to make a commitment towards the history of chiropractic, started reading more green books, and started going to a couple of dynamic essential meetings. And I kept hearing over and over and over again the different ways that sick people got well. Not how chiropractic has been obviously taking a different turn in today's world, and not so much getting people in pain out of pain, how to get sick people well. That was the term I kept hearing over and over and over again, and it seemed the big relationship was specific chiropractic. And the history of the green books and B.J. Palmer led me to kind of really think about, where does specific chiropractic take place, where does it happen, and where do people learn it. Eventually I talked to a couple different doctors, and they all told me, if you're going to learn knee chest specific upper cervical work, you need to learn it from Kale. A lot of the doctors there had learned from Michael Kale, and I knew I had heard he had passed all of his knowledge down to his son, BJ Kale. I eventually contacted him, and I have to say it was everything I expected and more. Exceeded it. It was worth every penny. It's not just a technique seminar. It is not only a way to approach chiropractic, it becomes the way to approach chiropractic. It's a way, we're not only analyzing the whole entire person to find out how to get that true correction, but also how to influence them, how to educate them, so that they understand the true power of this wonderful profession, this wonderful field that all of us are a part of. We know it works. We're not sure always why it doesn't work 100% of the time. We don't always understand things here and there. We can read, but unless you have someone who's really dedicated their time to reading all these green books and understanding it and being able to break it down to you, because we're all so young, at least I was. I mean, it's hard. The modules, because I mean it's a multiple type process. I mean, it starts off right at the beginning. We're going to talk about philosophy. We're going to talk about why upper cervical. What's the difference? Why adjust here? Why not adjust down, anywhere else? What is a subluxation? What is chiropractic? And then after that, we began talking about, obviously, the main difference with a lot that differentiates upper cervical from other, full spine work, when and when not to adjust. Because I mean, obviously, is one of the biggest differentiations between the two lines of thought. Obviously, a lot of that's going to have to do with the scoping and analyzing the nervous system. We spend a lot of time on scoping. It's a critical part of the adjustment. I mean, a lot of people must understand, if we can reduce interference to this nervous system, this patient, this body, we must be able to produce interference. But that's only if the adjustment's given in the wrong place at the wrong time. But if the adjustment's given at the right time, in the right place, for the right reason, innate intelligence will do its job. After we go through the scoping aspect, we then obviously get into what everybody wants to do. Is how do we do it? How do we make the adjustment? It is one of the more complicated, more in-depth, dynamic moves that I've ever had to learn. I spent a lot of time in the Gonstead work before I came here, and cervical chair was, you know, I thought one of the most difficult things I had ever learned. It's just as, if not maybe even more difficult. I mean, I can't, you know, you can't compare the two. They're obviously going to be different, but, you know, you can feel it. When you start getting different adjustments, you know, I've been up to Mount Orab. I have been, obviously down here, I've been to almost every single type of technique chiropractor, and this is kind of what I resonated with. This is kind of what made sense to me, and it also, I really felt was an easy way to communicate chiropractic, pure chiropractic, to the patient. Made sense. It felt good, and the you know, green books and the history and the research that B.J. Palmer did using this technique, you know, didn't really lie. And, you know, he obviously got results, and he got results using this technique mainly. It takes a great deal of commitment. There's a lot of time. It's well worth it. You know, we are constantly reading, we're constantly talking, we are constantly diving more into the history, more into the green books, being able to make sure you can communicate chiropractic. We have to be able to adjust the patient's minds. We have to adjust society, the way they think about health. In the end, obviously, can you move the bone? Can you make the adjustment and get that person away? Yes, that you'll learn. But if we can't communicate, if you can't tell people what you do, it's not going to make a difference. We have to be able, that has to be an integral part of this, and it is. And that was something I didn't expect, something I didn't know was going to happen, but I was really happy it did. Be excited to hear another couple weeks. Hopefully, I'll be lucky enough to have a great experience on a mission trip going down to Central America and scan and adjust and hopefully do as much educating as I can. I don't really speak a whole lot of Spanish, but honestly, if I get down there and they see the group of people, you look at them in the eyes, you show them your heart, you let them understand that you're there for the right reasons, and they'll get it. They'll start to see people having astonishing results. You know, communication will go around quickly in an area in Central America. I'm sure there will be a lot of people coming around wanting to know what happens, and I don't see why that would be any different here in America. If you are providing something different than what each chiropractor is around that area, people will know you're different. You have something else to provide. You have something else to provide that's different. People will see that. People will come to you. That's how you build a practice. And honestly, I can't think of doing it any other way. I appreciate it. I hopefully will keep in contact with Dr. Kale, for a long time. He's always there to answer my questions, and hopefully he'll be there to answer yours.